With Sam. This YouTube darkest secrets. Number 8. Big 8. Say check it out. I feel like this just like a little scary video or something like. Cause I don't know. You see I scrolled through it a little bit because it had some shit got to do with a tsunami, but I ain't really seen that, but I ain't watch it, big brother. I didn't watch it. I just did this. Just scroll through it a little bit. Don't trip out. But man, I feel like they trying to scare a nigga on the low. Like this one of these scary videos. I'm finna see what's going down though. See what I'm saying?
Fire marshal is investigating a blaze in Georgetown. 2 people found dead inside the home, and so far it's not known how the fire started.
It was just past 5:30 a.m. on the 17th of February 2021 when residents of a small neighborhood in Georgetown, Ontario were woken by the sound of sirens blaring. One man frantically grabbed his cell phone and rushed outside to record the unfolding scene, where he was met with a horrific sight. His neighbor's home was fully engulfed in flames. It must have happened quickly, as by the time rescue—
Hold on, gang. What y'all doing? Y'all wake up, see a home just straight blazing. Me personally, I don't know. I don't know. Shit, you gotta call the fire department clearly, but like, what if that bitch spread to my house? Man, I don't even know. You just up out your sleep and see something like that. That's catastrophic.
home was fully engulfed in flames. It must have happened quickly, as by the time rescue workers even arrived on the scene, there was already little hope of saving the house, or any of its occupants. It would take hours before that blaze was finally quelled, revealing the charred devastation inside, as firefighters would find the remains of 56-year-old Christina Rirak and 59-year-old Andrew Rirak within the home's garage. The cause of this fire was initially unknown, but quickly the situation was deemed suspicious. Rirak and 59-year-old Andrew Rirak—
I don't know. It's something about her, bro. If she dead, rest in peace, but it's something about her that's just creepy. I don't know if it's just this picture or what, man. I don't know. She look like one of them little ghosts, them little Mexican spirits or something.
Rirak within the home's garage. The cause of this fire was initially unknown, but quickly the situation was deemed suspicious when experts determined that the fire had started as a result of some sort of explosion that had happened within the garage where the couple's bodies were found. This was later confirmed by security footage obtained from a neighbor who lived across the street, capturing the moments when it suddenly ignited around 5:27 a.m. There was clearly something off with this case, and things only became more sinister following the autopsies of Andrew and Christina, which revealed that they hadn't actually died in that fire, and instead, both of them had been stabbed to death, with Andrew also being badly beaten.
Man, what?
This fire wasn't started to kill them, it was started to cover up their murder. And it did a good job of it too, as the scene was now left completely destroyed, with very little evidence being left behind. But there was something else investigators thought to check. That's security footage. The camera had been facing the garage where all of this carnage seemed to have happened, and so they thought maybe if they looked back far enough, it could at the very least show what had led up to this brutal attack. And so they rewound that footage, going back hours and hours, during all of which the garage had remained perfectly still, until they got all the way back to 6:42 of the day prior, February 16th.
Gang, are you trying to fucking kill my ears, nigga? Stop that shit. Fuck. I just look like somebody just driving in or whatever.
Showed the moments that the couple had arrived home together inside of Christina's car, which Andrew had been driving that night, as he pulled uneventfully into the garage. This was the last time this couple was seen alive on camera, which on its own is disturbing enough. But as it turns out, there was something far more unsettling about this footage, as it revealed the fact that Christina and Andrew weren't alone.
Gang, why is this nigga taking all day to get to the fucking point? Is this why this video 30 minutes? Bitch ass nigga milking minutes. Like, man, come on, gang. Get to the point. Tripping. Man, I don't care about all that, dog.
None of their
Just keep
features
on playing this music in my ear, bro.
were discernible at all. Unsurprisingly, the footage didn't bring in any relevant leads, but it at the very least showed investigators that whoever this person was knew the couple, due to its obvious premeditation. Though when looking into both Andrew and Christina, it was clear that neither of them really had any enemies in their life, with the exception of one. Harrison Brown was a 27-year-old employee at a company called Rogue Transportation, of which Christina happened to be the vice president of operations, and during his time there, Harrison was known to be abrasive and combative, with Christina often having to be the one to reprimand him, leading to Harrison resenting her. It isn't clear how police were tipped off about this strained working relationship.
See what I'm saying? All you motherfucking managers, employers, whatever y'all want to call yourself at y'all job, man, watch your fucking tongue. Cause you say some shit to the wrong person, you gonna get the right reaction. It's not really the right reaction, but in their mind, it's the right reaction, if you know what I mean. Fucked up situation, but it had to be done, I'm guessing, shit.
But they had somehow grown suspicious enough of Harrison to pay his home a visit, and what they found inside showed that this resentment he had towards Christina had actually morphed into a twisted obsession. Inside, police found satellite images of the Rerack's home, along with the software on the man's computer and cell phone that showed that on the 12th of February, he had secretly attached a tracking device to Christina's car, and he had been tracking her movements for days, which is precisely how he knew when she would be arriving home. And as if this revelation wasn't damning enough, they would also find a broken knife in his garage that contained trace amounts of Christina's blood. It was obvious what Harrison had done, and when confronted with this evidence, there was nothing more he could say other than the truth. So he admitted he had grown a hatred for Christina because of the way that she had treated him at work, and he decided that he needed to get his revenge.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. This some motherfucking weirdo shit right here, boy. You tracking devices, dog? Tracking devices? Are you serious? Gang, it's never that serious, bro. You should have just hit her in the head at work. What was the point of all this? That nigga is a fucking demon. Next person, bro. That nigga is a demon, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Watch your motherfucking mouth when y'all talking to these damn niggas that's on y'all job. For real. They gonna do some stupid shit.
The car refused to get out.
It's the eve of Thanksgiving, 2015. Police officer Patrick Feaster sits in his cruiser.
Are you fucking serious? This nigga look like a cookie. Oh God, he look like one of them store-bought cookies that come fresh up out the oven. Flat face ass.
Parked alongside the road in the town of Paradise, California, waiting for his first action of this uncharacteristically quiet night. His car was facing the direction of a well-known local cantina, which patrons were known to drive away from under the influence. And sure enough, as the clock approached midnight, the calmness around Feaster would be shattered by the sight of a car speeding out of the restaurant's parking lot.
Man, gang, with this motherfucking music, you gonna kill me, son. Like, for real, you gonna blow my goddamn vibe, bro. Motherfucker here with this music, man. Stop that shit. Bullshit ass nigga, man. Now I got a motherfucking monologue video because this nigga want this shit all in my ear.
Was 26-year-old Andrew Thomas and his ex-wife, 23-year-old Darian Aaron. Andrew had been drinking heavily that night and was well over the legal limit, with his driving showing as much as he failed to pull over heavily that night.
Take a good look at this couple right here. Take a good look. This couple is probably one of the weirdest relationships you'll ever see. Like, if you just put a spy camera in their house and just listen to their fucking conversations, gang, you would hear some of the most dullest, dumbest, just outrageous bullshit of life. Because I could tell this guy, he a dark humor type of nigga, like, but he take his dark humor to sinister. This nigga on some creep shit. And her, she's so goddamn boring that it's like, why are you even with her? This couple right here, bro, if you just watch them for a day, who knows what you'll down there uncover, bro. You might uncover some shit. I ain't gonna lie. They look like the type to do something. Just off the picture. I'm questioning they everything. Just off the picture. Who the fuck take pictures like this? Nigga is not taking no bullshit ass pictures like this and posting it on. What the fuck, bro? This suck. I don't know, guy.
And was well over the legal limit, with his driving showing
This
as
some shit you just keep in the vault. Like, I know they posted this.
much as he failed to pull over once Feaster approached him, resulting in a police chase that would only end up lasting just a few seconds.
All 20, Ozzy, roll over TC, Pearson, just east of Black Olive.
Copy, roll over TC, east
Medic,
of Black
code
Olive.
3.
As Andrew would drive his car directly into a median, causing the SUV to flip over violently before coming to a halt on its side. In that instant, Darian was ejected from the vehicle, being thrown straight through the windshield and landing onto the asphalt, where, despite still being alive, her injuries were likely unsurvivable. But Andrew, on the other hand, was still inside the vehicle, and he seemed to have been
Look at this nigga, bro. He look like the type of nigga to be on some dark humor shit, but take it too far. I'm knowing, bro. Look at him.
left relatively unharmed. As perhaps being boosted by adrenaline, he quickly tried to crawl his way out of the car in a desperate attempt to check on Darian, with Officer Feaster's dashcam capturing the entire ordeal. Though just as Andrew attempted to do so, we see Feaster step into the frame, where he suddenly draws his gun, and without saying a single word, fires 2 shots at Andrew, with one of the bullets appearing to strike him, causing his body to go limp as he falls back into the car.
Hold on, I'm not gonna question the officer, because I can't really see nothing good in this bullshit ass video, but off the rip, you just coming out with the fire? Bro, calm down, you half-baked cookie. What the fuck is wrong with you, gang? Where your taser?
Where he suddenly draws his gun, and without saying a single word, fires 2 shots at Andrew, with one of the bullets appearing to strike him, causing his body to go limp as he falls back into the car. It happened in a literal instant, so fast that it's clear Feaster had most likely accidentally discharged his weapon, as there was no attempt at communication before the shot was fired, with Andrew clearly posing no risk to him, as both of his hands were being used to hoist himself up. From the footage, this all seems to be a horrible accident, and one that Feaster seemed to recognize right away, as he rushed up to the car pointing his flashlight at the man that he had just shot, staring at him for over 10 seconds, trying to make sense of what he had just done, before he finally snaps out of it and uses his radio to call for backup. Though this is when this already dark video starts to become much more disturbing.
I've got an unresponsive female. I got a male in the car refusing to get out.
When Feaster makes this call, he never mentions the shooting, and instead he states that the driver was refusing to get out of the vehicle. This is then followed by Feaster walking away from the man and pointing his flashlight to the ground, almost as if he was looking for something.
Copy, give your cross on Black Olive.
Bud, are you fucking stupid? Gang, we don't have you in 4K, but we got you in 360, you know what I'm saying? We got you in that type of quality, my nigga. Do you not realize that you had a camera sitting right on your fucking dash cam? I don't know what era this was. 11/25/15. This is 2015? My nigga, you probably had a body cam, gang. Did you really think your fat ass was gonna get away with? Come on, dude. Let's be for real.
Olive.
Pearson.
Copy, Black Olive and Pearson.
With some theorizing that he was looking for his shell casings. Though right then, another officer arrives on the scene and begins to survey the wreckage.
Just her?
No, there's a male in the car refusing to get out.
Where, again, Feaster says that Andrew was refusing to get out of the car, making no mention of the fact that he had just shot him. It's clear at this point what Feaster was trying to do. He was trying to cover up his accident, but this suddenly became more difficult.
Dang, how the fuck was this an accident, bro? He literally was hoisting himself out the ride. Any person could look and see it's a fucking wreck. Dude trying to get out of the wreck because it's probably a dead body next to him. Or he probably I don't know, bro. Gang, you shot him out of fear? What were you scared of, my nigga? Come on, bro.
When Andrew started to speak,
Okay, we got one. He's refusing to get out. Get out of the car, sir. You're not shot, sir. Get out of the car.
Andrew Thomas was still alive and had muttered to Feaster that he had been shot, but even to his face, Feaster denies it. Shortly after, Andrew then tries to tell the other cop what had happened.
Sir, please come out of the car. The car is still on, and I don't want you to get hurt. What do you mean you got shot? Yeah, I was right there. I saw it. Did you get shot at the cantina? Who shot you? The cop did not shoot you.
But understandably, this other cop wasn't believing him, as surely Feaster would have said something at this point. And so, the minutes start to pass. And after 5 full minutes, Feaster continues processing the scene like nothing had happened, with the other officer being left to theorize that Andrew must have been seriously injured and was likely in a state of shock, which is why he was making all of these strange claims about being shot.
He may be hurt in there. Yeah, I know he is.
I'm not watching this bullshit, man. The fuck, man? What the fuck? Y'all finna do something?
This footage harrowing nonetheless.
It's some bullshit, man. That whole little segment was some bullshit. His fat ass clearly ended up in jail. We got you in 360, my nigga. Come on, guy. Stupid duck. Who this is? Finally, bro. It look like it's not finna be some creepy shit. Look like a regular person.
23-year-old Quamaine Wilson arrives at his local bank in Chicago, Illinois, to deposit $20,000 cash, which he planned on giving out to groups of his most adoring fans.
Man, about to go get this $1,000 out for the fans, man. Really, I'm gonna take out $20,000, man. Just the $1,000 out.
I seen this nigga before. I don't particularly know what he did, but I seen this nigga before. Your face look familiar, cuz.
For the fans, man. Really, I'm gonna take out $20,000, man. Just to show people, you feel me? I'm on a whole different level with this.
To this point, Quamaine had carved out a respectable following on his YouTube channel, where he acted in a series called The Nick Story.
One more word out your mouth, and that's your ass. That's your life. I'm gonna take it myself and put it in my graveyard with the rest of them.
Along with posting music he made under the name Young QC. Was apparent, and he wasn't shy about showing off the wealth that he claimed to have accrued as a result of it, posting photos and videos of himself flaunting large amounts of cash across his social media pages. But this video was by far his most boastful yet, as he would take that $20,000 and throw it into the air for all of his fans to fight over. With Quamaine clearly relishing in the opportunity to show off his riches, despite the fact that behind the scenes, things weren't quite as they seemed. The truth was, Quamaine had actually earned very little from his channel despite its viewership, with this being on a—
Man, how the fuck you had 100,000 subscribers and getting no pay? You are a fucking duck, my nigga. Stupid.
Count of his videos containing copywritten music, and the fact that he only had a dozen or so uploads. In fact, his social media flexing had started well before he even made his first video, as in reality, all of this money was coming straight from his mother, Yolanda Holmes. Having started a successful business in Chicago, Yolanda made a great living for herself and Quamaine. And being her only son, Quamaine was given just about anything he could have asked for. She would buy him designer clothes, jewelry, and even the Mustang seen in this video. But for Quamaine, it never seemed to be enough.
That's why this duck ass nigga had ripped that money in that clip, cause I was so confused. I'm like, bro, I don't give a damn how much money you getting, brother. Did you just rip that fucking money?
As in reality, all of this flexing had started well before he even made his first video.
Tommy!
As in reality, herself, and she would buy him designer clothes, jewelry, and even the Mustang seen in this video. But for Quamaine, it never seemed to be enough. He wanted to achieve a life of fame and riches, and he used his mother's finances to sell the illusion that he already had, asking her again and again to purchase him things that could help him sell this dream, until one day, it all came crashing down, when Yolanda would tragically lose her life.
No, man.
Just like that.
R.I.P. Yolanda. That shit is insane, bro. Your mama gave you them racks. I'm talking about them motherfucking big boy racks. Got you a ride. I'm talking about she got you so much money that you could stack that shit. I'm talking about put them. You hear me? Come on, man. Why you ain't do nothing with that, brother? You was sitting up there throwing that shit, ripping it, flexing and all this stupid ass nigga, man. You should have did something with that.
Quamain's entire support system had fallen out beneath his feet, leaving him without his mother and without the provider who was funding his entire life. But strangely, this didn't seem to stop his lavish online presence. In fact, his spending only seemed to increase after this, as this footage of him giving away money to fans actually took place after the death of his mother, which became extremely off-putting for law enforcement, as Yolanda hadn't simply passed away, and instead, she had been brutally murdered. Quamain had learned something shortly before Yolanda's passing, that not only were his mother's savings entirely willed to him, but she had also taken out 2 life insurance policies, in which he was the sole beneficiary. And despite Yolanda giving him anything that he could have asked for, it seemed that by this point, Quamain had simply grown tired of having to ask. And so, on September 2nd, 2012, he would offer his friend Eugene Spencer $3,500 to kill his own mother. Eugene accepted the offer, and that night he would travel to the apartment of Yolanda Holmes late at night, where he entered her room and shot her multiple times as she slept. At the time, her boyfriend had been sleeping next to her, and despite jumping up and doing his best to fight off the attacker, Eugene would eventually beat him unconscious before fleeing the scene. Eugene would call Quamain immediately after the attack to tell him that the job was done, but rather than feeling any sort of guilt, Quamain instead had no emotion, and he simply stated, "Make sure the bitch is dead." And so Eugene went back up to that unit, this time brandishing a knife, and repeatedly stabbed Yolanda until he was absolutely certain she was gone. And with that, Quamain Holmes was a rich man, and it only cost him the life of his own mother. For a moment, the crime had worked perfectly. The police were left with no concrete leads as to who might have killed Yolanda, and the public largely believed that it was her boyfriend, whom Eugene had knocked unconscious. But no one even thought to look at Quamain. And recognizing that he was in the clear, his behavior grew brazen almost immediately.
Quamain Wilson lost his mother to gun violence on November 14th.
My mother, she was a neighborhood woman. A guy entered her home, and murdered her, just to steal.
As he went on TV to talk about his mother's murder, where he peddled the theory to the public that this was some sort of botched robbery, all the while he showed no emotion. He wouldn't even wait a full week before depositing the money, as he took out $90,000 within just the first few days, and immediately began showing it off to his followers. And in this footage where he gave away that $20,000, throwing it into the air as if it meant nothing to him, every cent of that had come from the death of his own mother, a death in which he was entirely.
You are a fucking idiot. You did all that. You got rid of your mama just to throw the fucking money in the street. Fuck you, my nigga. You stupid as shit, bro. You could have gave that to a nigga, man. You throwing this shit and having these niggas catching $40, man. Fucking idiot, bro. He could have did something with that other than what he did. Nigga dumb. I know he ended up in jail. Cause why would he be on this vid? But man, y'all know how I get though, dick. Fuck women, don't fuck with I, man, bitch. I'm gone. Real life, man.